Bonjour mon ami, bienvenue, Patty. Welcome to Paris. Hello everyone. I made it, but I have $1.84 in my account, but I have a roof over my head, and that roof does free breakfast. Not free breakfast, included breakfast, I guess. So I've hit a bit of a winner with that one. I had to pay extra because of the switch around, but I am in a 4-bed dorm now as opposed to, I think it was a 14-bed dorm. So that's yeah, that is what it is. Yep, so that'll come through for me at least a little bit. I've got, thankfully, a few coins in my pocket, so that'll help me get through with other kinds of food and stuff like that, I think. We'll find out. I guess it's only a few days until my actual pay comes through. But on that day is the day that I get to Germany. So that's yeah, that's going to be another stressful wee bit there, but we'll be alright, we'll get there. And just to point out, over there, I think somewhere there, you may be able to see the Eiffel Tower out. Now, a wee bit of drama with the Eiffel Tower today. My flight landed at 9:30 this morning. I was meant to land at 9:30 this morning. So I thought, apparently stupidly, 3 hours will give me enough time to get into my accommodation and then get there. No, everything was late. Fucking everything was late. So I managed to leave the hostel at the time I was meant to be at the Eiffel Tower. So I had to spend my last €10 to change the time of that. So I'm going at 2:30 now as opposed to 12:30, which was €10 I definitely did not want to spend, but it's one of those things. You know, I'm trying to organise Louvre shit and that's not working, and I'm going to try that on the laptop when I get back to the hostel, I guess. Can't think of anything else really to try if it's not working on my phone, but yeah, it's I don't make it easy for myself, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I definitely don't make it easy for myself. But as I've been talking, I've just stepped on to the famous Champs-Élysées, and we are heading to the Arc de Triomphe, which is, you might be able to see a bit of it straight down the end there. Just a tiny little bit of it. But we'll be there in a few minutes, and then we will wander over to Our Lady, the tower. And I'm walking up, and apparently I don't go all the way to the top, but that's alright. As you know, I'm shit scared of heights anyway, so it would have freaked me the fuck out. But again, that's alright. I'm just happy to be here. Kind of stressed to be here, but happy enough, I guess, is the way to go about that. Nice temperature too, now that we're a little bit further north. We're off the out of Spain. It is cloudy, but it's not too bad. The sun probably would make it quite a bit steamier, but it is meant to be pissing down the whole time. Oh yeah, and it's meant to be pissing down the whole time I'm in Munich for Oktoberfest as well. So that's going to make that a little bit fun, I guess. Yeah. Woohoo. Anyways, I'll see you in a minute. Been waffling on too much now. And there we go. Just thought I'd get this while I'm crossing the street for it instead of with all the crowds and whatnot. That's a little bit pretty, isn't it? Maybe it's not as big as what I originally thought, but that does not make it any less impressive. Still gorgeous, the sculpture work, or the sculpting work, to the monuments and everything is quite phenomenal. The whole thing really, if we're being honest. Yeah, it's lovely. And here we go. Starting the climb up the Eiffel Tower. Now I am going to be honest, I was thinking about tricking you guys and saying that I've climbed all the stairs to the top, which is over 1,000. That's not going to be the case. I'm going up to level 2 I believe, and then I'm catching the elevator up to the summit. And I've got to be honest, I didn't think I'd actually booked the summit as part of this trip, so definitely not complaining about that. To get up there I will be shit scared, but that's me. The only way to live life is outside of your comfort zone. So that's what I'm doing yet again. You've seen me climb enough high shit on this trip, so what's one more? Made it to the first floor. Wasn't too difficult. 200 or so steps, same as the Tower Bridge. I think it was about that. Could be wrong, probably am wrong. Don't give a fuck. Keeping in mind, I'm running on a plane ride worth of sleep from Madrid to Paris, so it's yeah, at least I'm feeling it, but it's not too bad at all really. Apparently the next walk's about 15 minutes up to the second floor, and then we catch a lift up from there, so it'll be interesting to see how I cope with that one. I'll walk around the floor a little bit actually. Let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got to go back there because she said don't go into the cafeteria, didn't she? Well, she's not a bad view out there, is she? I believe so, because she said don't go into the cafeteria. So I'm guessing she meant like right by the door where we came in. Trust the Kiwi and the Aussie to fuck it all up.
I'm having a drink.
I remember going to the Shard in England, and there's people who rent out the entire top floor for like weddings and stuff like that. So imagine how much that would cost. Yeah, so that's the walk ahead of us. There. And I'll take you on a bit more of a walk around soon, I think. Yeah, top of the Eiffel Tower now. It's a lot of off-white. Like a lot of off-white. There's a lady to in front of me that's filming and just doesn't care about people's faces or anything like that. It's just, yeah, just keep going around. About 280 meters up, apparently.
Dad sent the video.
Yeah, so it's not a bad. Yeah, not a bad view. The thing is, everything looks really quite similar and quite samey.
Oh, I see this.
Sorry.
No, no. Shut up.
I just try my hardest not to get in the way and it doesn't always work.
No, I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I'm going to take it in myself for a bit. So I figured while we're here, we may as well through a lack of the view. But people have to stand in the
What
middle.
a small, this is my family. This is my niece getting married.
Congratulations. We're all about it.
You want to listen to that?
I haven't really looked at this side yet. Oh, football pitch. I wonder if that's Paris FC as opposed to Paris SG.
I ran off. Well, because you were like trying to rush them, and then you would take off, and I'm like, where are you going? Rush them there.
And as we come around here, that is a full lap of the top of Gustave Eiffel's tower, or the Eiffel Tower. And my battery's almost dead, and I really need to get back and rest this evening before heading to Louvre. Last few percent of this battery, this little usage, to show me going down to the ground floor of the Eiffel Tower again. I've climbed up about 680 steps to get to floor 2 and then caught a lift to the top. Apparently you're not allowed to walk to the top. No one will allowed to take the stairs to the top. Only a few people are allowed to do that. And to be fair, I probably wouldn't have made it anyway. But yeah, there it is. The Eiffel Tower. Bonjour, madame and monsieur. Day 2 in Paris. I've just been on a little bit of a mission in general to try and get some cash changed over, and apparently can't change coins, so it's a bit of a bummer. I managed to change my Singaporean notes over and add in a £5 note, so I got some cash, which is, yeah, it's something. Just not really what I was hoping for. That's okay. So today I did have plans. Unfortunately, I didn't realise how difficult it was going to be to get to Versailles. So I missed that tour, but I might be able to jump on that tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Not sure yet. But today we're going to jump on the hop on hop off bus and maybe visit a few museums, because I'll pick up my museum pass from the bus place, so we'll see how we get on. What's that one? Now, on another note, it's slightly exciting. Found me some Dr. Pepper. Anyone who knows me knows that I love my Dr. Pepper. First time I found it since England, and not since the UK, and I'm happy with this. Weird thing to be happy about, I know, but here we are. So I'm going to go and head to the bus place and sort of, well, yeah, nothing. I cannot find my battery charger for the GoPro batteries. I'm going to have to tear apart my bag, I think. Tear apart my bags, I think, to figure out what the fuck I've done with it, because without that, then the Oktoberfest videos might be in jeopardy, let alone the the England ones going forward. I have figured out that I can charge the batteries in the GoPro via USB-C, so all won't be lost, but it's definitely better to have spare ones lying about, because, you know, it's me and I struggle enough when the spare ones are lying without them. So yeah, hopefully I can find it and it won't be too much of an issue, and then we can move forward and continue making this. To be honest, I'm sure there's some people that are sick of seeing these videos pop up on their Facebook feeds and whatnot, but hey, I don't care, fuck you, for lack of a better term. But yeah, onwards we go. So I'm an idiot time again. So I thought I'd booked entry to the Louvre. Turns out I'd booked a wine tasting out for the place just outside the Louvre. So yesterday I tried to book my ticket. There were spots available. All was fine. My phone wouldn't actually press the button, press the date on it. So I went back to the hostel. I went online to book it. Date and time was gone. So we're going to go to the ticket office now and see if there's anything that can be done basically before heading to the big bus, because I'm walking straight past it anyway. I may as well nip in there and see what I can do. Hopefully the line's not too ridiculous. It is early in the day, so it is quite possible that it is, but we're going to go and we're going to find out and see what we can do, if anything. If I can't go in there, I can't go in there. Shit happens. And once again, it's my own fault. I thought I checked it. I swear I checked it. Oh, and there was another experience I thought I'd booked, but evidently it's only for people with Explorer passes, not all-inclusive. Why that would be different, I have no idea, but so it is what it is. I was going to say something in French, but I don't think it meant the same thing. I think it meant more seize the day. But yeah, not to worry. I'm still going to enjoy myself regardless of the fact that I'm an idiot. And yeah, as I've said 1,000 times on these clips now, onwards and upwards. I walked past this place yesterday and it was just after my battery died. Well, not, yeah, a little bit after my battery died. Obviously we didn't see the Louvre either because I was there as well. But this place was a complete accident. It's called Hotel de Ville. Obviously it has a not obvious to you yet, but it has a close tie with the Olympics, so I'm guessing it was the Olympic Village at some stage. But have a look at that. It's not a bad looking building now. Jesus. That is quite lovely. It's massive. Absolutely fucking massive. Not sure if it is still a hotel, but I'm sure that part of it, at least part of it still is. But not entirely sure about the whole lot. And to be honest, I know nothing about it because, like I said, I happened upon it by happy coincidence. Sorry for the camera wobble there. It's just me trying to get in position to be able to stop recording again, because I've got my phone in my hand trying to charge it, because in my hostel there's no actual power points close to the bed. It's on the other side of the room, and for the alarm and stuff to work out, I had my phone beside me, and obviously then I thought it was charging but it didn't, and yeah, it is what it is. So as expected, the line for the ticket office at the Louvre is massive, so I'm just gonna give it a miss, I think. I might try and come in early tomorrow morning maybe, if I can get to bed at the time I need it. Because I slept about 6 hours last night, which is okay. But it's good, it's decent for me. But after having only slept on the plane trip the day before, yeah, so only 2 hours sleep the night before made it a little bit, it's got me tired. I can't even think properly, as you can tell with my speech even. Well, yeah, behind us there, that's the Louvre. We've got the Jardin de Tuileries. Over this side. Actually, that's something that I need to check. The Carve de Louvre. I've got a booking there for tomorrow afternoon, but it's at the exact same time that I'm leaving Paris, so I need to go and check. I've emailed them, just need to go check and see if I can change that. So I'm going to go do that and I'll catch up with you at Le Jardin de Tuileries soon. On the hop on hop off bus now, and you can see the line for entry to the Louvre from here. This isn't for tickets, which we passed earlier, this is the actual line outside the pyramid there. A lovely gate there. Not the Arc de Triomphe, some people believe it is, but still a lovely gate. Just on the other side of that is the Jardin de Tuileries, which I was about to say. I heard that from the Carve de Louvre. I'm going to go on a tour tomorrow morning after that, so we shall be good. We'll go along for sure. I think I'm heading now to Notre Dame to check that out. On a bridge over the River Seine now, and quite cool. That is the Cathedral of Notre Dame. Obviously at the moment undergoing rebuilding after the fire that they've had here, but you can still see the front of it. Well, maybe it's not the front, I'm not actually too sure there, and you can see that it is quite a stunning building even just from that, but obviously the fire destroyed a whole bunch of it, so we no longer get to see it in its full glory, at least not for a while anyway. But that's okay, because it is still, ooh, I think this is the entry, the main facade there, which is stunning, and I'm going to say goodbye just so I can take a quick photo of it. Sainte Chapelle now, and beautiful start to this. I do believe this is just a chapel, built by King Louis XV during the 10th and 14th century, and it was built as a royal chapel, basically a royal church, and now it's home to one of the foremost labs to basically with the upkeep of all of these old monuments and buildings and whatnot. So really quite cool overall. This is just a small part. I will be going into the main bit in a moment. But the outside architecture is stunning. Yeah, what a surprise that the church hits it once again with the architecture. So in the main church part of the chapel now around. It's a little bit pretty, incredibly pretty. I don't think there's too much more to this chapel at this point, but we'll move on and see what we can find. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. And I'm pretty sure I just realised I didn't show you the outside of the church. Sainte-Chapelle. It's quite lovely. And there's the Department of Justice here as well. So we passed a whole bunch of police vans when we were on the hop on hop off bus, and this is why. It's because the Ministry of Justice is just really for the Palais de Justice. But as always, stunning building because it is the Ministry of Justice. And as you can see, security here is quite high, as is to be expected. It's quite lovely that, isn't it? Quite lovely. Here now at the Musée d'Orsay, and you can see already some of the sculptures there. And apparently they have a Munch exhibit at the moment, which would be quite interesting about a Munch. German artist, so that should be a fun time. Quite surrealist. So let's go in and let's see what we can find. So now in the Musée d'Orsay. I've seen some phenomenal artworks so far. This one by a guy called Gustave Doré. I can't remember the name of it now. I'm going to go back and have a look at it in a moment. But even some of the sculptures in this main hall bit are quite stunning as well. And I'm not a huge art person. I don't really know anything about it. But even the dumbest of people can appreciate the beauty behind it, or even just behind this wall as a building. It's a piece of art itself, I would argue. Now walking down like the main hall, I guess, of Musée d'Orsay. That statue there is called the Archeology of Science. You can read into that. What you will. Just heard the words "Hey Daddy" and I got slightly confused. It was actually their father. But have a look at this, all of these statues. That's very cool. This one's very cool as well. It's incorporating nature in those two sculptures. I'm going to see if I can go back and find that painting from before. See if I can show you. Any goods in here, or it might have been. Yeah, perhaps. And this next one. Yeah, here it is. The riddle. Let's go that short. About the desolation of Paris. The palace has been destroyed and everything gone, really. And that's what it would be. I really, really like that painting. Really like it. Maybe a little too much. But we're going to go upstairs to the sculpture now. It's got sculptures and see what we can find there. So the gallery I just walked through was kind of phenomenal. It had the pieces from Degas, Monet, Renoir, all the impressionist artists, and it was, yeah, it was taking my breath away, hence the no video of it, but so many photos of some of the artworks here is just, honestly, some of the artwork is just ridiculous and absolutely stunning. Wow. I just keep getting my breath taken away by more and more beauty everywhere I go, I swear to God. I love it. I just finished up in the Musée d'Orsay, and I'll tell you what, that place is worth the trip to Paris alone. Even without Eiffel Tower, Louvre, everything else. It's phenomenal. And you remember, it was only made a museum in 1986, I believe. It used to be a train station, and the main passage that I was sort of, the main carriageway that I was going through were the platforms that people used to wait for trains on. And now it's just absolutely stunning in there. No doubt about that, that's for sure. But I think I've spent just about long enough in there. It's time to get back on the bus and head to the next stop. And so somehow in all of this, obviously I'm taking the bus around places. I've taken 18,000 steps, 18,500 steps. I thought it was going to be about 14,000 at most. And I'm up to 18 at the minute, so... Oh, and the watch thing. That's right. It was meant to be on. What's the date today? No, that's right. It gets back on. No, it starts, sorry, let me get my English sorted. It starts on the 20th, and today is the 14th, so I'm a week too early, unfortunately. But that would have been very cool. But like I said in the last couple, I got to saw some artwork from incredibly famous and talented artists throughout history. Van Gogh was in there. He was post-impressionism, so I talked about all the impressionist styles. But yeah, Van Gogh was post-impressionism. I got to see some work of him. There's the Portrait of an Artist, which is one of his more famous works. Obviously not the Sunflowers, which is his most famous, but Portrait of an Artist is definitely up there in terms of fame, which was really, really cool to see. And just, yeah. I don't really know what more to say about it, really. But it was certainly a great experience. Oh, and something, I got an email while I was in there. So happy about this. Apparently I did not fuck up the Louvre. So it's kind of good that the dates thing did not work on my phone, because I would have paid for something that I've already booked for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll be heading into, well, I've got a walking tour around it, and then entry to the Louvre. So yay for things working out, I guess. Bonus, yay. Yeah, so that's going to happen tomorrow. This Paris video is going to be a long one. I can already tell. I might have to split it up into 2 parts. We'll see how we get on. In my ears, someone kind of an audio guide thing. Champs-Élysées means Elysian Fields, which is kind of a utopia, especially for riders and things like that. I think George Orwell has talked about Elysian Fields quite a bit as well. President of France. There you go. The more you learn, the more you know. speaking of Disneyland, second time in this video, I think, from memory, the Arc de Triomphe. Very expensive street. So we got told a story about the palace back there. At some point, an orangutan had escaped one of the nearby menageries, and says the president's wife on the street. And that president was then followed by the most eccentric one who met the English ambassador in the best of his appointment. And then people were like, oh, his presidency ended when he was institutionalized due to mental health. Sometimes you thought Trump was bad. Maybe he was bad. And probably should be institutionalized to be great as well. Yeah. I love those cool little stories. But yeah, lots of all of the brand names here on Champs-Elysees. And a little bit closer to the Arc de Triomphe. So just had a bit of / big fanboy moment, because I'm standing right now in front of the Palais Garnier. Now that doesn't mean too much, the fact that it's the Palais Garnier, but the Palais Garnier is the setting of the Opera Populaire. Now for those that don't know, Opera Populaire is where Phantom of the Opera took place. They started building it in about 1860, I believe, and it was completed relatively quickly from that point on. Now, the reason that's, anybody who knows me, right, knows that I'm a massive fan of Phantom of the Opera. Especially those who managed to watch my New York videos from 5 years ago. Big Phantom of the Opera fan. And being here at what is essentially the Opera Populaire, where it was set, is just amazing to me. And a few little facts about the Palais Garnier and Phantom of the Opera, the musical. So Gaston Leroux, who wrote the original Phantom of the Opera novel, chose this place for a couple of reasons. One is it has a very, very, very famous chandelier, which is used in the book and in the musical, and it comes crashing down, and then that is based on a true event, because there was 7 tons of chandelier weighs, and at one point it actually did snap and fell and killed an audience member. I don't know the exact year, I'm afraid, but that did actually happen. Obviously not a fun thing to happen, but that's where Gaston Leroux got the idea of the chandelier falling. Of course, in the musical and the book, it's the work of the Phantom, but it was not the case. Well, apparently, we don't know for sure. Back when the chandelier fell on the audience member. The other reason is that originally, when the Palais Garnier was first built, is that it flooded in the basement quite a lot. which is why you see in the book and read in the book and see in the musical why there is a boat in the basement that the Phantom uses when he takes Miss Daae down to the basement up when essentially kidnapping her. And that's another link through to the Palais Garnier within the Opera Populaire. Lovely little facts, and two of my favourites to do with Phantom of the Opera, and not many people know it, so I'm quite proud that I do. But yeah, I'm taking you on a walk all the way around it at this point. Going to find out how much it costs, but I think it may be too much for me at the moment. To be fair, most things are too much for me at the minute. But yeah, such an amazing experience to even just be here, if I'm completely honest with you. It's kind of mind-blowing, and well, not mind-blowing, but it is really, really, really fucking cool for me. I feel as though it wouldn't be so cool for a lot of people, most people, but with me being such a big fan of Phantom of the Opera, yeah, she's a big one. So you know how I was super excited that I hadn't missed out on the Louvre? Guess who slept in? And yeah, failed spectacularly at that. Missed it by about 8 minutes, and I've been trying to dance around the Carousel du Louvre and the square and whatnot to try and find them, but unfortunately I'm an idiot and there's been no luck on that part. So I think that's going to be the end of my Paris journey. I'm going to go back to the hostel, chill out for a fair chunk of time, make sure everything's charged,
Check you out.
and then head to the bus when it's time, I think. Yeah. But and so this is why when I have those early flights I don't sleep, because I will fucking sleep in and sleep through them. I promise you that. There is meaning behind doing that sort of shit. I had a whole bunch of alarms and everything, but yep, yeah, I did go to sleep a little bit too late as well, so that's on me, that's my fault. And considering the lack of sleep that I have had lately, I'm not usually surprised that I slept through all the alarms, but I am disappointed and very annoyed with myself, I promise you that much. But it's okay. At 4:30 this afternoon, it's been about 6 hours, I'll be on a bus heading towards Munich. I think it's about a 13-hour bus ride. It's the longest bus ride that I have on this trip, so that'll be interesting in and of itself. And yeah, what can I say? There's not really much to be said, except I fucked up yet again. Oh well, shit happens and dumbasses cause it. In this case, I'm the dumbass.